Fambolado, I do. I hope say everything okay, but something will make a boss big laugh and bring me now so today. You know, say this BNTM, the leader of the opposition, the main opposition party in a parliament, Cherno Mba, been say one mining company, we then call King O mining company, don't begin for exports. You know, when then a parliament not even get idea of that one day. They not even know whose agreement where King Ho they export the minerals on. Well, na 98.1 this morning, the Director General for the Mines and Mineral Agency say, Parliament get misconception on this whole thing. And it continue for talk say, difference day between making law and interpreting law. When mean say, Parliament not understand what thing then they do. This make I know able understand. But listen now first, man.
Parliament that then they make laws them.
Okay.
So now I make they ask and they don't ask for the lease agreement for going to parliament.
Okay, hold on just a minute.
So it's themselves as MP they don't understand the law.
Let's say something. For make law now one thing, for interpret the law now other thing.
Good. Not to this no more. But also all of this come out, let me listen first to Cherno Mba, the main opposition leader in the parliament. Usai a make in case na the well of parliament.
Mr. Speaker, I want to indulge your patience and eyes on SO34, not to obstruct the sittings because you know I will not, but to just remind you, Mr. Speaker, that we requested and you ordered for the attendance of the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources to appear before this House and talk to us on the issue of King Ho. But Mr. Speaker, I patiently waited last Thursday, it didn't come up. Today again, it's the same, Mr. Speaker. But whilst I am exercising patience, last Thursday, the ministry was in a press conference attempting to respond to questions they're supposed to be answering in this House, Mr. Speaker. But what confused me most was the first paragraph of their piece. That is, some people are confusing advance pricing agreement with mining lease agreement. That is not good, Mr. Speaker. We cannot get the public more confused. I don't want to go into the details until he appears before this House. But in that very statement, Mr. Speaker, which I forwarded to your good self, the clerk and the leader of government business, it was confirmed hearing that they also have a lease agreement or a license agreement or a tenancy agreement for the use of the rail and port, separate and distinct from the ore we mentioned the last time here. That is also for another debate, Mr. Speaker. But I want to kindly plead with you, Mr. Speaker, that before we engage the public outside, which we might be forced to do if it continues this way, I want you to use your good office in ensuring, Mr. Speaker, that we get the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources to be before this House during the next sittings. There are many questions to be answered. And based on that piece, there are even today more questions than before. I wish he had not done that piece, but unfortunately that's where we are. So Mr. Speaker, as I said, I am kindly pleading with you that we get the minister here on the next adjourned date so that we will lay this issue about King Ho to rest. All of us know about King Ho. I don't need to go into details. They've been here before now. King Ho is not a new company in Sierra Leone. This is not their first license. So I don't want to go into the details, as I said, because there are questions to be asked, and the most competent person to answer those questions will be the very minister himself, Mr. Speaker. I thank you very much.
Okay, so this be make Parliament summon the Minister of Mines for let go explain to them on whose condition where King O mining don't begin for export. It be appear na the well of Parliament, okay? So first of all, this not what we talk. I just can't because this tears away this Director General talk. It make her begin to wonder. Not to Parliament not understand the work where they do. They don't know the difference between making law and interpreting the law. They don't know the difference between. I don't even understand. Now that's bring me kind of purposely for like I can bring this thing to you today. So please let me listen first to this report where 98.1 put down. Okay, then I come back just now.
With all documentation.
Musa Timothy Kabakerion say the railway where King Home Mining Company they use, then get agreement outside then they pay over $1 million for 2 years.
But the fact that we do not have the capability to care and maintain this asset, we will enter an arrangement where you will continue to do care and maintenance, you will continue to operate this rail, you will continue to expand and improve on the rail at your cost, but for a fixed price. Looking at the historic price of $250,000, we were able to negotiate for $1,250,000 fixed price for 2 years. But with the caveat that if any other bulk company emerges in the Northern Corridor or any other commercial entity, be it agriculture or commodity, should have access to the rail and port for a haulage fee that will be accepted by the government, the LISO in this case, and Kino de Lisi.
After all the response from the minister, different member of parliament and self-men give them contribution. And later, the chairman on Mines and Mineral Resources Committee in Parliament, Honorable Sir Emasi Lamina, bin give order for make the ministry care all documents between the Saloon government and the King Home Mining Company March 1st this year.
With immediate effects, not later than Monday 1st March 2021, the mining lease agreement, otherwise known as MLA, of King Home Mining Company Limited, should be submitted to the clerk's office in Parliament. Number 2, commencing 15th March 2021, an unratified mining lease agreement dictates a blanket put on hold of all tax exemption according to King Home Mining Company. In view of this, the Minister of Finance is hereby notified and ordered to fully execute order number 2. Number 3, that the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources must ensure that these orders are strictly carried out.
After, where the chairman on Mines and Mineral Resources Committee in Parliament don't give the order here, the minister, Musa Timothy Kabase, then go look inside the order here and find way for work with them. For the Society for Ready Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
Great. Now you don't hear the report, how we been like in the parliament as the minister go for defend, the condition in which King Home Mining don't begin for export, ain't he? Well, on the beautiful Monday morning, the Director General, when I want Mr. Mataya, he been there on Radio Democracy and he make this kind of bomb statement. Say yes, people and get some misconception. Of course, now Parliament someone ain't call the Mines and Mineral Minister for go explain. He say people and get misconception about the whole thing and they continue for say Parliament not know the difference between making law and interpreting law. Okay, before we go to all of them things there, so I want to tell you, say, this net today, Monday, we get Honorable Ibrahim Tawakonte, 9 p.m. Salon time, for like can talk to we about a wonderful journey, as a banker and as a politician. Remember, say, he resigned as the chairman of the Transparency and Accountability Committee, so he will come talk to we about all of these bumps where he don't facing from where he come, for make something up. Say he can create this kind of impact so he don't create so today. Let's go now to the proper thing.
All right, we continue the program and we still get the Director General NME, Julius Matai, in the program. Now, let's look at King Home Mining. We don't see many talk. We say the main opposition leader in the parliament also be concerned, but an export way they do. And before the program starts, we see the chairman for the Mines Committee in the parliament, they order the Ministry of Mines for take all documents with regards the King Home Mining by the 1st of March. Waiting, about the issue with regards King Home Mining, because we understand say they before don't start for export and then push on to December, but they not be able for we do am inside December, they push on to January. Waiting we hear now, waiting they passed the Shandong, they left na Pepe. So it's not this issue with King Huma.
I believe say my Honorable Minister Timothy Musa Kabera addressed most of these issues in Parliament, on radio, and I support him fully. A very competent man. Everything that the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources and the NMA don't do in the mineral sector. As I said earlier,
with specific
with integrity and professionalism, with Kingo, as I say.
Yes.
You see, as I always say, you see the sector all day, a very difficult sector. Why? Because we get a lot of laws in the government, even the NMA in our law establish them. Even the Mines and Minerals sector, as the regulator, we get the Mines and Minerals Act of 2009. We get the NMA Act of 2012. We get the Mines and Minerals Regulation of 2009. We get the Mines and Minerals Operational Regulation of 2013. Then not only that, we get the Income Tax Act. We also look at all the financial acts. Every year they amend. We get for work with the Environment Protection Agency Act, the National Protected Area Act. We get for work with the Local Content Policy Act. So there's quite a lot of synergism with it. So we not just one way. I make I always talk about governance and administration not to the same. It means we all get for work together. Where a mining company can for apply for license, we get 5 categories of license. So Kingo na large scale mining license they get. One of the things people they forget, when give you license, they get 2 components. One a title, one a mineral right. That mineral right, they give you the right for a mine, for sell, and for dispose of your minerals. I also want to bring that to people's attention. All minerals in this country, it don't belong to the government. It belongs to the state. There's a difference between the state and the government. Sometimes I can tell people, the government are part of the state. The state get people, they get the population, they get boundaries, they get sovereignty. And when we administer this sector, we get to take into consideration not only the acts that we do in the parliament, which I fully respect, but also get to look at the constitution. So for me as a director general, I get for very vast, the minister self and the one they would work with in all the things they would do. And I can understand why the public get confused by some of these. The reason being, we don't act and self will get. They're so inconsistent. And for making them worse, you get mining companies the way they come, then they go make their own side agreement. They call a mining lease agreement. We don't get no foundation.
So what did they make them?
They make them between the Ministry of Mines and the mining companies. I can't do that. But I want to tell anybody here, what we call mining lease agreement, you don't get no foundation in any legal instrument in this country. That I can challenge anybody. Let them can show me whether the constitution or all the acts that we don't do. Now, a bad practice will not become normalized. Yeah? A bad practice will not become normalized. Bad practice from the perspective of with the regulators. Because if they duplicate, it just tell like, look, the law, they will don't give you license. Then they come, they pull something. And so, please give me a chance, like just about this Kingo. I'll put it in context. Because if I address this issue, it's extremely important. Because as I say, we on job now for regulate, make sure say the companies and do the right things right. And we get for make sure say we, as the regulators, we say do the right things right. And be honest with the Sierra Leonean people. And we say then not get the understanding. Let we try actually reach out for let them understand.
So what's in the agreement with Salon government and the King Huma?
The agreement and the mining license. What do you mining license? That's not the agreement. No need for good duplicate. As I can say.
So that duplicates now.
We not get anything like mining lease agreement with Kingo as far as I know. The government of Sierra Leone not sign any mining lease agreement with the Kingo. You know, agreement are between 2 parties. Somebody get for offer, somebody get for accept. I talk to my minister, me and they get the discussion. Kingo no don't come to the minister for say, look can negotiate. And for even negotiate, which is, okay, you call it the bad practice, over the past decades, the mining lease agreements negotiated over a long period of time with so many institutions that involved. That practice will get for stop them. In fact, I can tell anybody the reason why makes Sierra Leonean people don't benefit from the mining sector now because of the mining lease agreements. Because the mining companies, after we don't get a license, when in the act, where the parliament pass, we see this act, this license in the agreement, now this one I forgot too, that they can strip all things inside the fiscal regime. They say, okay, instead of paying corporate tax 30%, let's just pay 6%. Instead of GST, they all want to pull all things they go encroach into things like environmental issues, that they encroach into things of local content policy, things to do with even with sovereignty, arbitration, and all of this. Then we take them and carry and go for let them go ratify them. And some, if they even ask, they sort of promulgate into law. And I can tell you, again, let people just understand why is that practice begin. Now, with Sierra Rutile, in 2002, then have been loan agreement. And they beg everybody, when I go on our website, when they see all the, what they call mining lease agreements and the loan agreements, that loan agreement will be because the government of Sierra Leone will take money on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone, 25 million euro, where they will invest in Sierra Rutile, and a public money. And according to the Constitution, Section 118, when a government money loan, you have to go to Parliament for ratification approval. When they don't do that, just a minute. They don't take that agreement, now the money comes there, very disingenuously, change them from loan agreement to mining lease agreement. Then they now pull all the way they make extremely difficult for government the sector. So you're not able to regulate there. If you're not able to regulate there, local content policy not able to regulate there. MPP not able because they don't go put terms and conditions. And they can tell you, say, that the agreement, it passed the law, the primary law will they use. For a regulator, it's not good. Right. So what you mean they say, what's that I done? They become with one document before me, say, this is a mining lease agreement with Kingo Investment Mining Company. I say, no, such a company not get license in this country. The only company we get like Kingo Mining Company. And I write back to the ministry for telling say, we're not getting a license there. So when people like talk about this MLA for CAM, me not say MLA. I mean, as far as I know, Kingo not come to we for regulate. Now we they actually advise the minister, we do work with the minister.
So right from the start, Parliament we don't get concerned from how the government really reach for get agreements with Kingo because they
license
with Kingo because they take them back say from 2012 to date, this same Kingo name don't get about 6 licenses from the government. We make it reach to the time where the Mines and Minerals Advisory Board we don't advise say before then they get license to this company, then for pay all waiting the old salon government. But we still see they can get license and begin operate. So how it happened?
Again, let me set the record straight. You see, all they do their job, they oppose integrity, very important. And God will watch we all. In the sense that if we rogue, we young countryman, they're not correct. One of the reasons why they say the enemy difficult because they do everything according to the law. Where we cancel Shandong on the 3rd of June 2019, Kingo apply in November. Where they apply for large-scale mining license, you get requirements to get from it statutory. Your mine plan, your financial plan, your environment impact assessment license, the community development plan, your land lease. We get to make sure they submit everything to us. That was okay. Not only they get license, we make recommendation to the Minerals Advisory Board. The Mineral Advisory Board, you're right, raise those concerns. But I go tell you, say, Kingo pay all the dues the way they be owe. And Kingo, you see the word is Kingo, now a parent company, way multinational companies they can come, they get parent company, they get subsidiaries, like grand picking there. So the one that will be getting license then there, now be Kingo, subsidiaries of Kingo. Even me, now we push for local council one of the licenses already we get Abuja because much was not going on. I can tell anybody, we let in Kana NMA, go to ministry, Kingo get a license cleanly, legitimately, and make sure so we do everything ethically and morally correct. Now, the concern people they raise, again, as I say, where people don't understand the sector, it's so easy for come with some misconceptions them. Now, when Kingo for Can Mine, that time where I remember Komona in Daba, I said for Can in March. Now we can get this Corona. We chase them back. We say, look, we get license with 280 days if you operate. They come in July. So the license we then get, if you go look under the Mines and Minerals Act Section 114, it gives them the right. Then 115 talk about the obligations. So like that way they follow. That if you look the license, it says this agreement, that end of the agreement, and that way they use for regulating.
So like council parliament, I read them exactly what's in the parliament they ask for. They say with immediate effect, not later than 1st of Monday, 1st of March, the mining lease agreement of Kingo Mining Limited should be submitted to the clerk. They'll go further for say commencing 15th March, an unratified mining lease agreement dictates a blanket put on hold of all tax exemption accorded to Kingo Mining. In view of this, the Minister of Finance is hereby notified and ordered to fully execute order number 2, that the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources must ensure that these orders are strictly carried out. So my question here is, these lease agreements for be taken to Parliament. Parliament's not that themselves not understand.
Not put what now remote. What me they tell you, I respect the Parliament. I respect. No way you say if they don't understand that not for me. I they tell you.
They try for talk about the difference between the lease agreements now
and license. That's telling me understanding.
So Parliament now then they make laws them.
Okay.
So now they ask and they don't ask for the lease agreements for going to Parliament.
Okay, hold on just a minute.
So it's themselves as MP they don't understand the law.
Let's say something. For make law now one thing. For interpret the law now other thing. I respect the parliament. We get the Parliamentary Oversight Committee of Mines and Minerals, where they provide oversight over our sector, where they regularly engage. I can always say, we will get a job there, not only as a Director General, I mean as a citizen of Sierra Leone. The 1991 Constitution, everybody for read them. And where I take me oath for serve on Agona Parliament for my approval, now for serve the people of Sierra Leone. So I don't take that Constitution light. If anybody get rid something, I go say, go check that Constitution under the power of the executive a day under Chapter 5. Then the legislature, they under Chapter 6. And they read that in consonant with all the legal instruments I don't talk about. Now, as I can say, yes, Parliament get the full right for doing what they do. Now, they're your right. Yes, me, as a Director General, I do work with the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, when I responsible for all the natural resources. As I don't say earlier, mining lease agreement is a bad practice. If we stop, now I make from work in 2019, we don't give mining lease agreements. We don't sign anyone with any mining company, we don't get license. In May 2019, we give Kingo Investment Mining Company, they operate. Because I said the Mines and Minerals Act of 2009, Section 114.115, talks about all the rights and obligations. We gave May a mining company in July 2019. We not get mining lease agreement with them. We also give Shengli in March 2020. We not get mining lease agreement with them. Kingo, now the last company, one of the companies that we give also in January 2020. I don't get mining lease agreement with them. And it's a practice, as I say, honestly, if I advise Sierra Leoneans, the reason why the mining sector don't work, now because of the mining lease agreement, which I believe is a bad practice, is a mistake, it not get foundation in the law, because what can happen? You see, where we don't give you license, that's not the agreement. If ever you, the mining company, need for bigger get concessions in any other stuff, look, if you look Section 40 on the Constitution, it actually talk about authorization of imposition of taxation. If you want to let it adjust your tax, yes, you go back to the Ministry of Finance and NRA, deal with them. When you don't deal with them, then you take a parliament and a cabinet. From there, you go parliament. So, me know they talk about that. So, what me they say, the interpretation, me a regulator, my understanding, where I put in context, yeah? Section 40 of the Constitution, Section 110 of the Constitution, Section 118, we're pertinent to the sector, and all the Mines and Minerals Act and regulations, other statutory instruments, mining lease agreement not get any foundation in the sector where they regulate.
Well, they can't go for this short break, but
neither don't use for actually waive so many taxes, so many other laws. As I say, some of them, they actually let them promulgate into act, where they basically create confusion. Where amongst all, they strip environmental and all of this. We're not correct. I advise anybody when I go look. And me, I still advise me, Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, and they talk to the people of Sierra Leone. Mining lease agreement is a bad practice, and we not get any agreement with anybody.
Interpretation of the law na serious issue.
Anytime we get problem, we go to the office of the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, and ask for legal opinion, and that's what we do.
I'll ask you earlier before I may not lost in it. When really specifically Kingo mining the big export?
Let's talk on this point. Where we don't give Kingo the license, not Tonkolili Iron Ore Project, na Ferengbaya. Now, the mining license, they actually specify who say the mine. Okay? But between Pepel Port and Ferengbaya, you get 192 kilometer rail. That rail belong to Shandong. I want to make this clear. We'll be cancelled Shandong on the 3rd of June 2019. All maybe they cry, say, I tell everybody, so we're doing legally and for the interest of this country. Since Shandong nobody operates from 2017, the government nobody see any benefit. So we use all the legal instruments and everything we do legally. The government now owns for the first time in the history of this country that rail and port fully. Okay, now we get ownership. The assets that we Shandong left, the government own them. We get for pay the compensation. We do asset valuation. Now, where Kingo don't get license, the rail and port now associated infrastructure. Yeah, associated infrastructure. Shandong be left 120,000 tons of iron ore that is stockyard. Now, Pepel, where they clog, that thing be done there, it become compacted, saturated, the quality don't they drop. And most of the wagons and other equipment where they left, they don't deteriorate, they don't thief them, this and that. Kingo don't come, he said, I want to begin operate me mines, I want to begin export in December and January. But they will realize, say, even at Pepel, most of the infrastructure, they don't damage and vandalize them. Now, we don't get a license. Why is it said we don't get subcontractors? And so the government realize, say, there is no way you will get license at Tonkolili, they're not going to export. So the government actually did an assessment, go into agreement with Kingo for let them use the rail and port for 2 years. Why is that? Well, done. likewise they use them. First time, now be 250,000 the government, but they will not be even no source money to go. The minister in wisdom actually negotiate together with NRA, together with Ministry of Finance, and get concurrence from the Office of the Attorney General of Justice for let Kingo they pay 1.25 million a year. Now, where Kingo one operate, they don't begin repair all the machines in Atom Kolili. That in the partner last stock here. Me say don't go this on 2 occasions. Now we go do drone survey day. So they say the need for pull and day. So Kingo actually approached the government with expression of interest, which again will go to the ministry, they can't go to the cabinet, they look at them, they say, okay, let's export it. But not to Kingo Mining Company, we get a license. This is not Kingo Investment Company, where they act as a broker. They go into agreement with the government, make sure they get a one-off advance pricing agreement, strip away all of the expenses, then let them share, and the government get 70%, they get 30%.
So why other Kingo come inside, we already wanna get existing agreement with another Kingo?
No. Kingo Mining Company, now get the license.
Clearing now at the top, but because Parliament's question why then for go do that clearing and exports without the knowledge and approval.
Again, as I say, you see there are certain things we purely in the executive they do, certain things in the legislature, some things that they do together. Again, as I say, we are the technical department, we did everything. My minister, I respect them, I know what they do, and anything they do, they seek advice. They get advice from the Office of the Attorney General, they get concurrence from the Ministry of Finance, they take that document, they back in the cabinet approval. So for me, as far as I know, everything has been done legally. Again, me not a constitutional lawyer, me not a parliamentarian, me not a lawyer, but me a regulator. But me, my understanding of those is extremely clear. Everything has been done legally. And I invite people, when I can enemy, we go show all the documents. Before you export, you get for GUI, before provisional invoice, you contract with the off-taker, how much you sell them for, who say they sell them, your lab analysis, your shipping document, and everything. And Kingo did all of that. Now, me your responsibility and enemy for make sure that done. And I take all down the give minister we actually use a right advisory notes for her. We don't let anyone want to touch. We don't let anybody can cheat your in this country. I don't go do them.
42 now the time for almost 2 o'clock, and when they come back to the Director General of NMA, where they talk about the Kingo issue and Usai Ide now as we speak. So let me look at the MOU where Kingo's the railway sign. Whose benefit where it gets the railway gets to the people of Sierra Leone?
I'm glad for that question. As I say, from where there could be the opinion at that place from 1930 to 1975 where they left. That in fact, where they be left, they put some of the relay. The government be left may not be known until African Minerals come. When they come, they will get a lease agreement with the government for 99 years or tied to the economic life of the mine. They will say the government is going to pay the government for the lease $250,000 per year. Up to now, I don't know who that money be they go, but that's how it was. Kingo, African Minerals monopolize them. For us, that area, they will actually develop a special economic zone where for allow other industries them, including agriculture, for use the rail. I agree in a narrow gauge, but opportunity there for making to large gauge. So where Shandong Self come, where then say stop the operation 2017, they dilly-dally naya, they one, with some few Sierra Leoneans, they want play some game. I look at things, I say, no, this is not a happen. The people of this country need for benefits. So many other countries, the infrastructure like that, when a immovable one, it actually left with the government because they give them duty waivers for everything. So we look at how we do a legally, Shandong save them back with there against the wall, they not get any other thing. But for say, okay, I agree with government. Government you take come, when I go compensate you later. So it belongs to the government. Now the advantage and benefit to Sierra Leone, again, as I say, the minister together with other institutions them, able negotiate. Now Kingo they pay $1.25 million a year. Then they get for open up for other mining companies, which they open a Lonsa, Namarampa, Bauxite in that area there, Kultande, Tinde. So we believe that they open up. So the government will actually now get for benefits. We actually advise the government for incorporate a special purpose vehicle, like a mining, a company, an entity. Guinea get one. Guinea get Guinean mining, patrimony company.
So the country get for benefits from that.
Oh yes. So the government said they get stake. Yes, financially, infrastructure-wise. Because infrastructure and they help actually one of the things that they attract investors. You know if you can build your own rail, you know if you can do your own port. The best way you could do now for dredge and expand them. And with the ability, technical skills of the people now, Sierra Leoneans, will they send them on training for make sure say then self get knowledge and skills in data and it's sustainable. And we actually ask Kingo for pass on knowledge. They don't spend they spend about $34 million at their own expense for upgrade them.
Digi, despite what you don't say this morning, especially for the issue at the table now, when the Kingo Mining Company, a lot of controversies seem for day with this particular company and the government of Salone. Because I remember under again Honorable Tawa Intem, na the committee day, na parliament, issues will also come up. Also, I be asked that same day for le una go bring come again financial documents them from bank where they show say this company really financial stable for operating in the country. And up till now, we still a struggle with Parliament for clear this whole issue out. Waiting at the outstanding problem, waiting the missing here. We make in and out problems still with Kingo and Parliament.
Let's just correct you. I don't think so. We the struggle with Parliament.
So now Parliament the struggle with.
I know they say so, but one thing I know say we know the struggle. Because as I say, they professionalize the enemy. Every document anybody asks we for, a day. Now me could be portal them. Every company, all the contract then they out, they put everything out. Now, let's just say so. You see, when they get you getting kind of job there, you get to be very vast. Not only in that small areas, even a mining specialist. Corporate company structures there, especially multinational, you get to understand how they incorporate. You know, most of them can come, get them parent group, offshore, in a tax haven, then incorporate subsidiaries that they use for, you know, what you would call transfer pricing, you know, ring fencing, they move things, this and that. But that, as I can say, it's not illegal, but it's not moral in some ways because they do actually for harm the host country. So Kingo, yes, you get Kingo Investment Mining Company, when are the parent company, but now luckily in a salon you register. So it's something we can go after there. Where AML be there, African Minerals, what did they do? They set up AML, where they register in Bermuda. Then they set up AML Sierra Leone, you know, big license. Then they set up Tenkolili IO project and big license. Now make we see them they go, or even TV's Mining Corporation, so when I go chase one in Bermuda or Cayman Islands. That's the reality. So with Kingo, we don't hold nothing. I can always say, you know, me a person, we meticulous. Sometimes at my own fault because I can be try to be a perfectionist. If they ask Kingo, me at one post you be the free enemy. I chase them out 3 times. Anytime they come, I say this document not correct. When they call the financial model, we honorable to have the top of that time. I sit down there, me not to economist, but you know this kind of job where you get time if for vast. All the errors they are facing the financial model, I tell them so when I go to and back. 3 times they come. So I don't give anybody the same tool what they use for regulate SL mining, Sierra Rutile, Kwedu Holdings. Now the same thing for Kingo. Again, the one that way basically the feel say, you know, they don't understand or not get the documents or we not do enough. We always open. I mean, you get Sierra Leoneans, we're concerned, not to parliament or parliamentarians and Sierra Leoneans. But Sierra Leoneans, including with development partners, including with friends, they're keen. Because you see, while they try to attract investment, we also get to be careful with the soundbite they put out there because it can deter investment. And we own job not only for regulate, but also for protect and guide for let them do the right things right. As far as Kingo concerned, I tell anybody, all the documents own one. When I can't enemy today or at any time, the one that we know to confidential documents, we go show una. Everything Kingo has done and everything other mining companies that they do. You know, as I say, as human beings, we can make mistakes. We don't make mistakes in the past. Let us learn from them. Those mining lease agreements, I keep saying this. I study what did happen in Guinea, what did happen in Liberia. You know, when you get that kind of job there again, you get to be vast. I follow the ECOWAS harmonization of guideline principles and policies in the mining sector, the ECOWAS mining model, you know, for mine development. For let you see, because when investor come, if he sees a Sierra Leone, you could liquidity and not clear, they go Guinea, they go Liberia. Now make Guinea, they do, you know, just imagine, bauxite, 2019, $3.3 billion. How much would they do? 64 million. Gold, they did $1.2 billion. How much would they do? 1.3 million. It's not correct.
So vast. Let we look at other area when are the iron ore now. Okay. But before that, what are the status between the Marampa mines and SM mining now? What's they happen now?
I get excited by the day because the actual arbitration they start first week in March. The actual arbitration, all which don't happen a procedure. Arbitration because they put clause inside the mining lease agreement. Say, if the 2 parties to the agreement, when the government of Sierra Leone SL mining, they get any dispute, they go try in good faith for 90 days for resolve the problems. Barring that, they can actually go take arbitrator. Each one nominate one, then they get a principal arbitrator for resolving dispute, rather than resorting to litigation. Now that we do, you gotta remind people that not to week SL mining go. We begin negotiating good faith after 1.5 months. Then can we go emergency arbitration? They were everything, you know, with this arbitration don't begin. All kind of news be don't can day. Few weeks ago, we get issue back where we lawyers and go discuss things purely on jurisdiction and admissibility issues. Just for simplifying, one about legal structure, the other one about legal process. Where of course we lawyer they be challenge say SL mining no wait for the why should they negotiate? They no wait for the 3 months for the cooling period, then go. They don't get nothing for do the actual arbitration. The actual arbitration it begin this March. And with the updates Sierra Leone, what's going to happen? Because why make we don't talk much? Very optimistic. That I can tell anybody. If we not be believed, say which will do it correct. If we not be believed, say which will do illegal. If we not be believed, say which will do immoral or ethical, we not for do. We not go harm the country, and we own people them at the disadvantage of somebody in your ego or somebody in your stubbornness. Or, they happen. We work closely with the Office of the Attorney General. We work with all other MDAs for do what you need for do. But sadly, we get some half people inside the government, inside the country, outside the country. We basically know they see the things which they see. Or not know, but which we know.
You there on record for these statements you make?
Yes.
We go follow and go definitely remind
yes.
the country one day. But we all know say iron ore price don't go up.
That's correct.
Now the global market. Almost the country they lose now as we get the biggest mining on iron ore closed.
You see, when we cancel Shandong, there's a one put resistance. They take litigation, some people is being scared with threatening we. At the end of the day, Shandong hand over peacefully go, Kingo don't come. Up to as I talk, Kingo don't create over 1,000 jobs and they create more. SL Mining, we don't cancel una legitimately. If una believe say which una don't go care with arbitration, una they claim damages. Una say na 1.7 billion. Una no say una they win. Una just vacate that place, let the people, let them create job for people there. Because we get with brother and sister and alone, so they suffer. That plant the team is left and day. The tailings or the easy mind, it did day. We get a lot of people that are going to that place. Me heart, it bleed because you get Sierra Leone, I see man and woman them. They drive tractors. They didn't have the data room. A day like today, they sit down idle. If you don't care, we go arbitration. You believe say they win. Vacate the place. Let we give the license to somebody else. Let we create jobs for people there because they suffer. But that not happen. They still there. They still fetch we. So me, I can say everyone job we lost. They pay me currently. We provide.
So the country they lost. Now the question was
of course
huge and.
Of course. So you need to take advantage. You just start like every day where you sleep. If you're not 18 years or you sleep for 18 years, you're lost. Because the opportunity for growth, not for day. Iron ore right now, the price for, very favorable. We don't always say, look, SL Mining or any other person, if we go arbitration, we're happy for sit down and negotiate. We're happy for sit down and settlement. But you know what? It has to happen through our lawyers. They don't want to do it through lawyers. They know the reason why. And at the really plead, with all the one the way they empathize and sympathize with SL Mining, the one the way they advise them, do I want to talk to them? With people that they suffer and sir. The government, that thing with sovereignty, now we get right anything on, below and under the ground. It belongs to the state. And with people that get legitimate right for letting them work, for letting them continue. Pause enough for calm, they happen in other country. So, yes, the economy they lost. Right now, if that iron ore price, you say they and then at 65 plus, honestly, for they realize enough money for help take care of schools, hospitals, or even the legal fees what they pay. It's uncalled for. But you know what? Just like if somebody can wage war on Sierra Leone, all right. We not go left Sudan. Some of people go take arms for fight and defend with brothers, and are the same thing.
Okay, they carry text messages them with people they don't send. But for me understanding, I believe say the sector gets problem with Parliament. Now Parliament they ask
challenges, I call them, and opportunities.
Okay. Parliament don't ask for documents them. Yeah. Now they adhere.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Fully.
All right. Well,
we provide everything because you see, as I said, the thing you see, transparency, accountability are one of the core values, and that me as an individual, my colleagues then are enemy, and that will pursue.
All right. Let me look at messages that we don't come here.
All right. This very first one, the look at the post. They say mining companies are not happy. SL Mining has shut down. Mayor has suspended operations for over a year now. Vemitco is laying off staff. No new investors are coming in. Let him please comment.
Please ask him who did all the EIA for Kinhu.
This other one said the Mines and Minerals Act was supposed to be revised by December last year. Matai did not listen to the World Bank consultants and decided to write the new act. That is why the act is late. Let him comment why he refused to listen to the World Bank.
The DG is on a mission. This, I believe, is in the best interest of our people. Pauper, the sector will be for the people and not for a small group of economic desperados who have enjoyed and rendered our nation perpetually poor, like Lincoln Ye said. Whoever governs Singapore must have the iron in him or give it up. This is not a game of cards. This is your life and mine. I have spent a whole lifetime building this, and as long as I'm in charge, nobody is going to knock it down. Posterity will judge us on our stance today. From Minister Timothy Kaba.
This other one said the Kinhu license was awarded in controversial circumstances. the use of the sole sourcing to award the contract to King Hu to export the iron ore was illegal.
This other message we'll look at say DG is on the right path. Too many issues at that sector and all man get interest. Be firm, DG, don't listen to detractors.
This other one said this is the third minister and the fourth permanent secretary since the Biya administration took over. The enemy seems to be working instead of the ministry, and they are using the name of the ministry while they are doing all the job. Why?
And from Enze on Facebook say, Mr. DG, how can the public access those documents online for interested persons whose job may not permit them to visit the office?
Okay.
Another message we'll go look at inside the program say, Mr. DG, we have so many minerals in this country. When we go start for benefits from the mineral there instead of all time na explanation.
Okay.
Another message we'll go look at say well done, DG. I believe in you and the Minister of Mines. Go ahead and do your job. Parliament.
All right, this final one, when we go look at because of time, the person said, did you seek the clearance of the Ministry of Finance on King Hu mining agreement on the tax and custom waivers as Parliament has now asked the ministry to suspend them?
This other message say, what's enemies' relationship with the World Bank? They should fund phase 2 of the geophysical survey. What's the status of that? And another message say, on what basis did the government of Sierra Leone assume all the assets of Shandong that they eventually sold? Did they owe the states? If yes, how much? All right, over to...
Okay. Let's go through quickly. It's a companies that suffer. I do believe, as I mentioned earlier here, that everywhere community suffer, not just because of the mining sector or because how we regulate them. The pandemic don't come, they suffer, but luckily we work with them. We ensure they get all what they need. They put in place NACROVAC guidelines for letting them continue. Interestingly enough, 2019 where COVID not be there, Kwedu Holdings, total export from industrial diamond will be $150 million. But this year, even with COVID, $120 million. So if that not suffer, I don't know how you call that. Then also, of course, you say, the Metco or Sierra bauxite that they lay off people. Of course, the constraints work with them for make sure they continue to operate. But the suffering of me people, now they worry me. The people in Alonsa, the people in Tonkolili, the people in Artisan and mine. I don't go see women they get picking at the back. That suffering they now need for this mineral sector need for work for them. The question, would I do EIA for Kingo? You know, I remember that I was going to Parliament we Tawade be the talk say, me company where be get me consultancy nine. I don't tell everybody when I go check the records. I not ever do, or even me company where be we may not be managing director up to that time, even up to now. They don't ever do any work for Kingo. It could do EIA. I could tell now for the record, a company called Geo Mining. We are not even get any relationship with, so that one I just fallacy. NMA review for the World Bank. We don't review the Mines and Minerals Act and other stuff. But, you know, I can tell people, no doubt Sierra Leone has the intellect. We get young men and young women. NMA, I can always say anytime I grab a seminar, one of the happiest DGs. I get a lot of young people, well educated, most of them masters, some in Oxford, some don't go. Actually, most of my directors, deputy directors, managers, they all go study abroad, they get masters. They're not going to regulate for 6 years, 7 years. Then you need for update your regulatory instruments. You say, no, they're not for participate. Look, the NMA Act, one of the jobs of the functions of the NMA, now actually for advise the minister and make recommendations on any update to the Mines and Minerals Act and other regulations. World Bank, yes, I respect them. They get this EITA program, but then we go with consultant, they want to get $200,000, $100,000 for do something. I say, but no, we can do them. We're knowledgeable. I mean, we all don't work for World Bank. We don't do things that we don't consult to them. And I'm glad for see the ministry together with the NMA, we work. And we are going to Parliament to approve. I take this job here. The first people for serve and the people this country. My brother and my sisters, not to World Bank. I can always tell people any decision I make, it will affect me, mama, my brother, my sisters. With all due respect to World Bank, the country manager, most of them not from Sierra Leone. We don't do that. They're almost done. They want to go bring back other people whether they can pay $1,750 per day.
So then, that's not be fear.
No, not to me fear. We need for investing in young people. Human resource development, human capital development. We get mines monitors them. We get masters, so they don't study. We pay the $100 equivalent per day, some the $200 per month. Per month. Then something what they able do. We miss able do. where me directors able to do. Let's be honest. Is it right?
So
for me, what we able to do
now, that is supporter.
The geophysical survey. Oh, we are grateful to the World Bank. Now they pay for all the data capture.
Phase 2.
No, not to phase 2 first. Now phase 1 first we talk about because we not still release the data yet. You see, where they do anything in there, the World Bank actually show you how they capture the data. But we get for member now how they store, how they manage, how they analyze our. For the first time, we don't build with system there. You know, the World Bank won't bring the people. I say, well, I don't build systems there. At the program, at the build systems there. So I train me people the day and next weekend, we don't know the system 95%. Very soon we can roll her out. The issue about we don't develop a strategy or to work with the mines and mineral sector, there's no strain. Can go license, whether now under illegal circumstances, I don't challenge everybody when I come and I go see all the documents. Whether, you know, the 3 ministers, they don't come, they don't go. As it pleases the president and they appoint ministers, they know to me. Me and job for work with everybody, serve everybody to the best of my ability and capability and do that with integrity. I no go vouch for how the president is making decisions. I can only vouch for how I work with other people because my relationship is important. I mean, whether the minister be seek concurrence from the Ministry of Finance for these tax waivers and this and that, I tell you again, I say the taxation is important, but you don't do anything outside the Constitution. Section 110 talk about authorization of tax issues. That means if you waive a tax or something, you have to go to Parliament. I should say the minister aware of that. And we seek opinion from the Attorney General. We need to do things in isolation. And finally, for say the relationship between the World Bank and the NMA is so bad because of Mr. Matai, you know, I'm so proud that to professionalize, we train with young men and women them. For me, human capital development. Gone are those days where they get consultant for can go sit on a hotel, they copy and paste things them. But come on, when I go see where they've done the geophysical survey for the first time in the history, what we don't do, we the emulate what Botswana do, when the people they do it for them, waiting Tanzania do, we don't put that portal, we don't do everything. And finally, how we assess the Shandong team, how we take over. There was a dialogue, there was a conversation, there was several meetings with Shandong. Voluntarily, then decide, say, look, they're not able to operate again. Let them give this to the government of Sierra Leone. We don't hire DMT, we a Western farm for help we do valuation. We don't go there, we don't go do asset valuation. We don't use drones for actually do, we don't think that we are expensive. We work with the Ministry of Finance to make sure we do that. So I just want to tell Fambulem, let's be hopeful. Let's not live with fears. Yes, there are challenges, but let's also pay attention to the opportunities. This mining sector will work.
$780 million.
Yeah.
Now the
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
The mine go for
total mineral export value.
All right. So how you go assure Sierra Leoneans they say this go be a reality and not again Boko.
You see, as I say, the NRA together with Ministry of Finance and NMA every year we take what we call, you know, economic prospect survey. We talk to the mining companies. We tell the mining companies say the GUI, the assumptions so one and that we do all we projections, forecasts, and predictions on. I believe say we can even surpass that. If we the Sierra Leoneans they work together, we support the government, we support each other, and we love our country to the best of our ability and do them, I think it will happen.
All right. Many thanks for joining the program this morning. A lot of things and the way we're not able to do all because of time.
Wow. So I know say by now you don't understand exactly waiting the happen, waiting at the same. Then get good things them anyway where they want for try for do. Like this mining lease agreement. Me self they in support of them. You know, we don't need for the lease, you know, we place them to company in the multinational company then for 99 years, 150. No, they don't make any sense at all. They don't make any sense. Now we get replaced. Now, but how this the benefit to? You know, one thing when me like again are the issue of where they like World Bank, for example, will give money. They say, "Now do this." Then account, they say they count experts and where then they can pay 1,000 almost per day, all of them things and they. Where before say, nah, we all the sit on back, we give them idea, then go then just photocopy and write. Waiting we don't see them. So why we not for do them? That's a good thing. But the question when me go ask, this not to me talk. The question when me go ask now, how Parliament will take this particular way. How the Director General for the Mines and Mineral Agency don't talk publicly. Remember how they get for a pay back, but are they wait for see, waiting Parliament they do. If not true say, they don't know the difference between making law and interpreting law. I will see you again on it, because this net, we can't forget Honorable Ibrahim Tawakonte, where we come and can talk to we about, you know, all of his journey in banker as where you can talk to we about enjoying as a banker and at the same time as, you know, a politician, honorable member of parliament, member say within the Transparency and Accountability Committee, you know, where we get issue. But today na birthday, solo wish him happy birthday. You will get for hearing from this wonderful person who that's and you will get for get the opportunity to ask a question.